Liam, the Deaf Doom Metalhead, with a new video. I haven't done one in over a week now, which is very unusual for me, but since COVID has lifted, I am now living in the real world again. So I'm back at the gym, I've got band rehearsals again, work is now busier than ever. So yeah, I can't really complain because, you know, I've sat on my ass for fucking over a year now, so I can't really moan about it. But it is a bit weird not being able to have the free time I had to do these kind of things, but I have managed to squeeze in an evening to do it. So here we go. So this is a collection update of tapes and CDs. I've had a few of these for over a month or so, and I kind of wanted to wait and get the right video to kind of show them off. And all these kind of have a similar theme in regards to where they're from, country-wise or style. So hopefully you'll find something new, and obviously I'll leave links below for everything I'm talking about so you can check it out for yourselves. So the first two are from an Italian label called Everlasting Spew. Most people might know who they are, but if you don't, they're a label that kind of specialises in the more extreme side of metal, so your death metal, your doom metal, run by two really cool guys that kind of really get involved in the scene, especially on social media. Like Tito, he kind of creates playlists, he'll get involved, he'll message people, you know, really push the label, which I think is really cool, because these two releases, I would never have a clue who they are unless it was for him telling me who they are, and I go checking them out. So first one is a Canadian band that put this album out this year. This is a 2021 release, and that is Fractal Generator. Now the album is called Macrocosmos. I can't pronounce anything, so I'm going to leave that there so you can read it. But this is brilliant death metal. So this, to me, it's got a space theme to it. It's kind of like sci-fi kind of death metal, but what it really sounds like is what's really good about Hate Eternal. Throw in some memorable riffs, because obviously Hate Eternal is just all out blast beats, and I dare say no one can remember a single riff of theirs, but this sounds like Hate Eternal, but it's got more catchier, hookier riffs, and it's a bit more progressive in some parts as well, and it kind of opens up towards the end of the album. But yeah, this is some superb death metal. And the Canadians seem to be on a roll at the moment, because there's quite a few Canadian bands coming up with some brilliant albums, and they're all really technical and really done well, and this is no exception. This is a really, really strong album. 3-piece. They were formed in 2000. I'm using notes again. Formed in 2008, and yeah, if you haven't checked this out, obviously go and check it out, because it is a really, really good album. Very different from your usual cavernous kind of styling death metal. This is more in your face, very blasty, very technical, and yeah, I'm loving this. I've been listening to this for quite a while. I mean, Tito recommended it to me right at the start of the year. I missed the vinyl run, so I picked it up on CD. So yeah, Fractal Generator. Next one from the same label is another 2021 release. Can't talk. And what's interesting about this band is there is absolutely no lyrics at all. There are words in the music, if you can pick them out, but even then, they're not in English or even a language, I don't think. I don't know. And that is Becerus with Homo, Homini, Brutus. Try pronouncing that on a video. So, this is Caveman Death Metal 101. There is no hiding behind the fact it is Caveman Death Metal. The artwork is clearly a caveman. The theme is caveman-esque stuff, I believe. And, you know, when you get the knuckle-dragging tech or knuckle-dragging death metal phrase and people say, oh, it's just really basic death metal, this is essentially what it is. And, you know, they wear it on their sleeves, and this is brilliant. This is the most catchiest, fun death metal album of the year, in my opinion, so far that I've heard. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. It's just straightforward, catchy, hooky death metal. It's like if 6 Feet Under decided to be fun and get rid of Chris Barnes and put on someone that can actually do some death metal growls. You essentially would get the sound of that. They sound like early Broken Hope as well. And it's just a 2-piece from Italy. I believe there's a drummer in it now, so I'm not sure if he's officially in the band. But even in the booklet they've put that. So that will tell you straight away that these guys mean nothing serious in the music they're putting out. It is just fun death metal, and I love it. I really do. Oh, the drummer is actually mentioned on here, so I know in their earlier work they were a 2-piece, but even the band photo there is only 2 of them. So for officially, I'm assuming they're a 2-piece, but they do have a live drummer on this one. And yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. I couldn't, you know, I checked it out on Bandcamp and I thought, it's going to be really boring, really straightforward death metal, which I kind of like, but you know, when I'm looking for 2021 releases, I want something a bit more exciting, a bit different. And funny enough, there is no other band at the moment that even sounds like these guys, which is quite interesting considering the style is essentially early 90s death metal. But there's no words, there's no lyrics, you know, there's no theme. It's just like if you were taking the mick out of doing death metal growls, that's essentially what they're doing. But they're doing it well, and it sounds heavy. It's got one of the guys from the band Assumption in it as well. So if you don't know who they are, they're like a death doomy kind of band, very brutal, very low end tuning, a great band. So yeah, go check this out if you haven't, because it'll be well worth your time. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, what's next? This one is a Dutch doom death band. So when I say doom death, there is a difference between death doom and doom death. Death doom is essentially just death metal played slowly, and you get lots of bands do it. Even like bands like Abythic, some of their parts you could class as death doom because they go really slow, but they use the guttural vocals. Now doom death is essentially slow doomy music like say Black Sabbath, but with growly vocals on it, so you get the doom death part of it. And that's the band Sombre, the Sombre with Shapeless Misery. This was put out through Brucia Records. I can't pronounce anything, but these are an Italian label, and this came out last year, and I was after this on Bandcamp, and luckily I found it in a distro here in the UK, and it was on a sale as well, so I got this for quite a good price, which I'm very happy about. Now what you're getting with this band is a one-man project, so he does everything. It's just brilliant. It sounds like early 90s Paradise Lost, sounds like early 90s My Dying Bride, early Anatomia, all the really, really good death doom bands, and then you throw in, but the music's more slower, more drawn out, more melodic, and yeah, this is a brilliant, brilliant album. I'm really happy I've got this, because most people probably never even heard of this. For a one-man project as well, it's done really, really well. The production's really crisp, really clear. How many tracks you got? 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 6 tracks, and yeah, can't rate this highly enough. So if you haven't checked out, I'm guessing it's called the Sombre, go check it out, because I'll leave a link below, and you'll be well impressed with that. So there's that. Next two are tapes from a Dutch label called Into It Records. These guys are putting out, like, most of the stuff they release is old school demos and early 90s death metal records that kind of never got heard. They've remastered it, they've put it out for the, the greater good. And this is one of them. This originally came out in 1992 as a demo. Wasn't heard of at all by many people, including me. I never heard of them before. I'm sure Ken at Ken's Death Metal Crypt probably has the original of this. American death doom band Delusion. And this is their demo called Autumn Dawn. Now, the artwork has been completely done up. So the original one is just like a black and white cover with like a rough sketch of this rock. So they've changed all that, made it look really modern. But the music is still absolutely killer. Absolutely killer. It's like 20 odd minutes of just brilliant early 90s death metal, doom metal elements in there. If you like bands like Decomposed, Banished, those kind of bands, essentially it's the same thing you're getting. These guys came from New Hampshire, put out an EP in 95 as well, and then they kind of just called it a day and disappeared off the face of the earth. But this is absolutely amazing. And I know Redefining Darkness are doing the American tape, and Raw Skull Records are doing a CD version of this. So if you're a CD kind of person and not a tape guy, go look for them there, because this is well worth your time. I've spun this absolutely loads. Really easy listen, really catchy, really headbangy. It's just brilliant. So yeah, can't recommend that enough as well. And what I also got from them is this full length from 2019. Yeah. Now, Bodyfarm are a Dutch death metal band. Now you'll instantly notice that the artwork is absolutely amazing. That is because it's a Dan Seagrave artwork. So that's a win for me straight away. This cost me €3 when I was buying it from Into It Records, so I will leave a link below. And if you want to get that EP and this, you're not going to spend a lot of money at all. And what you're getting here is nearly 45 minutes worth of music. Brilliant death metal. I mean, the Dutch know how to do death metal. There's a picture of the band there. And then the J card there, you can see it a bit more clearly outside the case. Is absolutely fantastic. Now the band formed in 2009. I think they've got a few more releases out under their belt. But this is absolutely amazing, and that's what the tape looks like as well. Just which is really cool. Fits the album artworks brilliantly. And yeah, can't rate this again highly enough. I mean, I haven't got many. I've got a few that are landscape, and not many. And yeah, absolutely love this. Never heard of these guys before. I know Ken showed this not too long ago on his channel as well, and it's kind of the reason I bought it, because I did eye this up a while ago and I had it in my basket, but I never pulled the trigger. Ken showed it and I kind of thought, oh, why am I not buying that? And then I saw the price and bought it straight away. So yeah, go check them out. Into It Records, really cool label. Right, next one is back in Italy. We're an Italian doom band now here, but this is a really interesting release. This came out last year through Spikerot Records, and is a album that only features one track that is a grand total of 38 minutes. So if you're one of them people that doesn't like long albums or long music, this is not going to be for you, but I'll try and convert you anyway. So this is Shores of Null with Beyond the Shores, and this is brilliant. So if you like Death Doom, melodic Death Doom in the vein of like Draconian, Swallow the Sun, Saturnus, there'll be a reason in a minute, but if you like those kind of bands, you're going to get a massive kick out of this. So this, like I say, is one track, but it's compiled so well, it blends seamlessly. And I know the LP version is, you know, split into two sides for the track, and you have to flip it over, but obviously the CD is just one track. But yeah, I had to get the CD copy because the LP was just too expensive for me to pick up. This is awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's just, musically, it goes all over the place, and it has a whole host of different musicians in it. So there's a core band, but then they've imported different vocalists to kind of give it a different flavour. So you've got the guy from Swallow the Sun on vocals, you've got the guy from Saturnus on vocals doing the growly stuff, then you have the band itself doing vocals, then they've got Italian female singers from other bands doing vocals, then there's guest musicians for like classical instruments. There's loads going on with this. It's a very big like project, and for one track that's 38 minutes long, it's amazing, and I can't recommend this enough. It's a very easy listen considering how long it is. I mean, I've got a few albums over there that are one track wonders, and they're really hard to listen to, but this, I've listened to this a good 3 or 4 times now over the last month I've had it, and yeah, brilliant album. So well worth your time if you've never checked these guys out. They are Italian. And I believe this was introduced to me by Tito, who runs Everlasting Spew. He was the one that kind of pointed these guys in my direction. And yeah, really cool release. Right, next two are some tapes that I picked up through random sites. I can't really remember now. First one is a Norwegian band called DODSKVAD, but it does translate to Death Poem, so that's what it is in English. This is an EP/demo. This is the only thing they have out at the moment, I believe. This is through Caligari Records. Came out last year, yeah, and they're a 3-piece from Norway. Cassette looks like that, nice clear purple, which is really cool. And this is just really rough, raw, energetic death metal with thrashy elements in there. It kind of pinches of grindcore, maybe you would say, but it's more of a thrashy death metal style, but in the old school approach. And I just really enjoyed this. I mean, I kind of sampled this on Bandcamp, I think, and then I kind of then purchased it when I was going through Discog, because I was buying something else, saw they had this in the distro, and just kind of grabbed it straight away. And yeah, I'm not disappointed at all. Caligari Records put out some killer albums on their cassettes, and ones I've never heard of, and this was one of them. And the artwork has all kind of lured me in as well. So yeah, go check that one out. And the other one I got, this one came from Dawnbreed Records over in Holland. Now, Dawnbreed Records probably wins the award for the best packed postage I've ever had. So when the guy from the label sent it to me, there's a few other tapes which I'll feature in another video. He sent me that, Seep was the other one as well, and another tape. And he put it in a box, and he put little wedges of cardboard in between the tapes so they wouldn't even move in the package, which I've never seen before, and then bubble wrapped the works. But he also put in, which I purchased, Petrification with Hollow of the Void. This is an American death metal band. This came out in 2018 through Sentient Ruin, and Dawnbreed have repressed it onto a blue tape, which looks like that. Now, what you're getting with this is kind of Autopsy-esque death metal, a little bit of groove in there, but kind of the old school death metal approach. These guys come from Portland, Oregon. And yeah, this is brilliant. Really enjoying this. This is their first full length, I believe, as well. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing what else these guys do, because this is very, very cool death metal. I'll show you the J card because there's a lot going on. So you've got a bit of artwork there with lyrics, and then on the other side, band photo and thank yous. So yeah, really, really cool band. Never heard of them before. I think Melanie might have shown this, and I kind of then realised that if she likes it, I'm fairly sure I'm going to like it. So I kind of bought it when I was in the at Dawnbreed Records. So yeah, well chuffed to have that now, because that is a very, very cool release. Right, next three are all from they're from Iron Bonehead Records. These are all, I believe, two of them at least are bought through Cavernous Records here in the UK. The other one from Repros Records, which is another distro in the UK. For anyone who cares, I'll obviously leave links below if you're after these. But this is the first one. This is Malakhim with Phaon, and this is some really, really good Swedish black metal. Now, I swear someone's recommended this to me in my comment section a few videos ago, because it was in my want list and I remember listening to it, but I get recommended so much now I kind of forget sometimes what I've been recommended. And I knew I was going to like it, because if it's in the want list, I know I've checked it out probably maybe months ago. But this came out this year, and this is solid, absolutely solid. If you like bands like Watain, that kind of Swedish black metal sound, essentially this is what they sound like. You know, nothing new to the style, they're not doing anything original, say, but you know, I like solid black metal, and if it's got really good production, musically challenges your ear a little bit in regards to progressive stuff, you know, can't be all out blast beats and raw and energy. I like it a little bit, but not that much. These guys kind of make it musically more interesting for me. Comes with this ridiculously long booklet with loads of different artwork in it for each track. And yeah, really, really enjoying this. I've spun this a few times now, and hopefully there'll be a further release from these guys, because I think this is also their debut full length as well. And if it sounds as good as this, I'm all in. So yeah, Malakhim, really glad I checked them out. Now the next one was recommended to me by Mike over at Black Sheep Requiem. He has the LP version of this and said it was Death Doom. And I thought, I've never heard of them before, and I can't really call myself the Death Doom metalhead if I don't know most of the Death Doom bands. I mean, I would never say I know all of them, but I should know who they are, but I didn't have a clue who these guys were. And that is the band Abythic. Now these guys are from Germany. This is their third full length, I believe, in 4 years. Yeah, they've churned out that many albums already. And each, I mean, I listened to the earlier stuff on Spotify, and as they've gone on, they've got slower and slower and slower. And this is a 2021 release through Iron Bonehead, and this is probably as slow as you're going to get with Death Doom. Really, really cool album. Love that CD there with the print on it. But these guys are very cavernous, brutally slow, aggressive Death Doom, if you can imagine that. Album cover there is really cool as well. It's got kind of a blackened theme to it almost as well. And the artwork kind of tells you that as well. There's only 4 tracks, yeah, 4 tracks there, and this is solid, absolutely solid. When Mike talked about it, I was like, I've got to check that out. And yeah, really chuffed to have this now, because it's so brutally heavy, very slow, very miserable sounding. And yeah, you know, if you're in a shit mood, put this on, because it'll put you in a shitter mood. So yeah, Abythic. And the last one was a 2020 release through Iron Bonehead. I missed it last year. I was going to pick it up, but I never got round to it, and it's now floating around in all sorts of distros now, so you can find it pretty easy. But that is the band Blood-Soaked Necrovoid with Expelled into the Unknown Depths of the Unfathomable. Try pronouncing that when you're drunk. I'm not drunk, by the way. But yeah, anyway, this is another Death Doom band. This came out last year, like I say, and these guys are from Costa Rica, so it's the first band I have from Costa Rica. The next one though is also from Costa Rica, ironically. But yeah, these guys are a 2-piece, and it is brutal, slow, cavernous, horrible, but then they speed it up in certain parts, and it's that kind of Death Doom I really, really like. So it's very raw, rough, but then they kind of put in loads of melody underneath it in some parts, and it's got bags of atmosphere. None of the tracks sound the same either, which I absolutely love, because some bands do that quite a bit. They'll use the kind of same chord progressions, but these guys don't. They do change it up. And what's amazing is it's a two-piece. They can make music like this, because you know, I'm in a band and there's 5 of us and we struggle to do that even sometimes. So this is really cool. If you've not checked this out, strongly recommend it, because it's a very solid release. And they have also, members of this, put out a new EP with another band this year that I've got en route in the postage, which was more funeral doom. So they're not only doing death doom stuff, they're also doing funeral doom stuff in other projects. So yeah, Bloodsoaked Necrovoid. So the last one is a tape, and it's a split between Anatomia from Japan and Pazuzu, which are from Costa Rica, hence the link below to the other album. So yeah, this is a split. Came out this year through Life After Death Records, but did come out originally last year, I believe, on another label. So this is a repress essentially, or yeah. There it is, the tape, nice clear tape, nothing fancy. But yeah, Anatomia side's very doomy. I think it's only 1 track, very long, very slow, and then Pazuzu make up the rest of it with this kind of blend of old school, early Death Doom, and a raw kind of cavernous sound. So you kind of really get a feel for that natural sounding Death Doom of the old school style. So yeah, I really like that artwork as well. So yeah, if you've not checked that out, highly recommend that as well. Can't go wrong with a split. So hope you enjoyed this collection update. It's a bit jumbled because I've been off for a week doing this, and I've already kind of thought to myself, wow, it's really hard to do these videos when you're out of practice. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Obviously leave comments below what you liked or what you didn't like, or what I should be checking out, because loads of people do that, and recently I've picked up about 3 albums that have been recommended to me by people in the comments section, just purely by checking it out and thinking, yeah, I like that a lot, I find it, I'll buy it, I'll show it. So in the meantime, I hope everyone is well. Please take care, and I'll speak to all you guys soon. Cheers.